Well, g'day curd nerds. Today it's time to taste the Leerdammer. This is a Dutch style cheese that is similar to Swiss cheese. It should have eyes. Now, it doesn't look, I'll start again. It doesn't look like the cheese has expanded much. So let me just give you a few facts around what happened during the aging process. So for the first 2 weeks it was in the kitchen fridge, as stated by the recipe, and then for the last 4 weeks it was supposed to be at 18 degrees Celsius. However, because it didn't have any eye development, I decided to let it age for another 4 weeks. So in total, I'll just, here's my little bit of paper. So I made it on the 30th of September, gave it 6 weeks, so that would have been a taste test on the 14th of November. Now, because I didn't notice there was any eye development, so I decided to let it go a month longer, and it's now the 14th of December. So that's 10 weeks of aging in total. So I don't have high hopes for eye development. For flavour, I don't know, because it's been sitting at around 18 to 22 degrees Celsius for 8 weeks, sitting on my shelf in my office. How that's affected the cheese, I don't know. So let's check it out. We'll cut open the wax layer and then we'll taste some of the cheese. So just a couple of incisions here to get the top part of the wax off. Now there's no seepage. It smells okay, doesn't no off smells. Now I put the wax coating on pretty thickly, so it must have been about 3 or 4 layers. I didn't want any mold to get in there, so that's why it looks quite thick, because it is. And it doesn't break off very easily. That's okay. Now I had turned it regularly, usually about once a day. Okay, good. So none of the cheese stuck to the wax. Feels quite firm, so that's good. Let's sit it on the trusty cutter. It's about midway and straight through. Boop. Now, do I see any eyes? Ooh, surprise! There are some eyes, which is, I certainly didn't. I wasn't I was hoping for some, but I wasn't expecting any. Not the roundest of eyes, and they're certainly not mechanical, because you can tell the difference, because with mechanical eyes it'll be the same colour as the cheese, and these eyes have a shininess to them, a lot different. So you can tell the difference between whether there's been gas development within your cheese. The holes will be shiny, so they'll have a shiny surface. So these are definitely gas produced holes. These aren't mechanical holes from not pressing enough. So that is a good sign, and it smells really nice. So let's just cut. I'll put that there. We'll cut another bit. So I'll cut this bit in half. Nice, sounds good. All right, get out of the way. And yep, more eye development. So it's kind of consistent all the way through, which is good. Just a shot there. So consistent all the way through, which is great. So let's take a slice and we'll see what it tastes like. I've got high hopes for this now. I was kind of not getting my hopes up. This is really good. All right, so this is more of a slab than a slice. There we go. So we've got a holy cheese. Very nice. I can nearly see through it. Oh, in some bits I can. Very cool. All right, so let's try a bit. Let's stop gas bagging on. Let me just get rid of that. Just a little bit of wax on the tip of my knife with my trusty tea towel. There we go. Cuts really well with the knife. Very similar to any Swiss style cheese that you could normally buy in the shop. So that's really holy. So I'm impressed. I didn't think this little cheese would turn out. So it smells nutty, which this kind of cheese should be. And the propionic shamani that we put into the milk should have produced a nuttiness and off gas, so you get the CO2 holes. So anyway, here we go. Very nice indeed. Very similar to a full flavoured Swiss cheese that you could buy at the shop. A good one, not a crappy one. So, you can taste the nuttiness, which is great. No bitterness to speak of. It's creamy, smooth, lovely on the palate. So this cheese is a success. So Leerdammer, if you haven't already tried to make it, I'd give it a go. It's really nice. And if you didn't see any eye development either, maybe leave it for another 4 weeks like I did, and you'll get some slight development there. But certainly you'll get that nuttiness of flavour, which is absolutely fantastic. That's exactly what we're looking for with this style of cheese. So if I compared this to store-bought Marsden, which is the other name for Leerdammer, I would compare it, it's almost exactly the same, except for the yellow wax coating that you normally get with those big cheeses. The holes obviously aren't the same size as you would get in those regular, in that Marsden sort of cheese or Leerdammer, but they're there, and they don't detract from the flavour any, so really nice flavour. And lots of shiny holes, good sign. So that is one really nice cheese. Anyway, so if you want to check out the making of video, how to make Leerdammer, then you can check it out over here somewhere. So if you want the supplies to make this cheese, then pop over to littlegreenworkshops.com.au. Don't forget that you can support the channel via Patreon or YouTube memberships. The links are in the description below. Well, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds, and I'll see you next time.